How you guys doing? We're going to talk about why is everyone still talking about Epstein and Trump's Epstein client list response infuriating America today.
After the greatest fumble of all time, he's being asked about Epstein, and this is his response and Pam Bondi's response. And look, a lot of people have a problem with this response. Go ahead.
It left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence.
Trump's response to being asked if Epstein worked with foreign agencies. Alex Costa said he did work for them. Then Trump doesn't really address Alex Costa saying this. He just kind of says, "Why are we still talking about this, bro? Get over it, bro."
We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
This reminds me of conversation you'd have with your girl.
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're...
This happened like a year ago. Can we move on, guys? Let's stop talking about this.
Success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure.
You go ahead.
To back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said...
The girl's face moves different, right?
...about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files.
The files are being reviewed. Okay, so what?
Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein.
Downloaded?
Is what they were.
She's saying he downloaded it and then didn't create it for himself? So he's just a random guy that downloaded creepy content? That's sus.
Showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the...
So there's apparently a video of him unaliving, but we can't see it, and every night the video is reset. Who believes that answer? PBD, dude. He's kind of a legend for this episode.
So stuck in the middle. Do you believe that?
Do you have any questions about Libya?
He's saying, are we still talking about it as if you don't think Donald Trump, the sitting president, is not listening to these and seeing how much they fumbled this entire thing? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, Pat. I did a little bit of research when they were trying to say that there's no client list, there's no evidence, do you remember Just Staley? Do you remember that guy? Rob, you remember this guy, right? Mm-hmm. He was, so Pat, if you don't mind, while Epstein was already a convicted pedophile, okay, and he was on work release in Palm Beach, a federal lawsuit with U.S. Virginia Islands against J.P. Morgan. Remember the lawsuit? They got, by the way, they settled J.P. Morgan $75 million in 2003, and then $290 million they settled with the Epstein victims that same year for $290 million. So the lawsuit claims that a private banker, Jess Staley, kept in contact and visited Epstein's Palm Beach mansion and the Virgin Islands multiple times, even when Epstein was in jail. All right? And the lawsuit states that between 2008 and 2012, Staley exchanged 1,200 emails with Epstein from his JP Morgan account like an idiot. And the lawsuit...
Stanley himself, damn,
his
dude.
Communication showed a close personal relationship and a profound friendship between the two guys. And Epstein, this is where the client list comes in. He sent them photos of young women, and in 2010, Staley replied with creepy Disney codes. Rob, can you go to that? He literally says, maybe they're tracking you. Say hi to Snow White. And Epstein follows with, what character would you like next? Okay, and then Staley says, Beauty and the Beast. And Epstein responds, well, one side is available. Okay, that's not banter, that's sex trafficking lingo in plain sight.
I don't know what that is, dude. That don't really make no sense, if I'm being honest. I think might have just been them talking. Probably was some weird shit, don't get me wrong, but this guy's a little bit too aggressive. The way he's talking, I feel like he's trying to make some points that might not be there, or basically just reading news headline articles or whatever. Not that there's not some truth behind it. Obviously, the guy probably was a creep and said some weird stuff, but it's a little bit too weird of a metaphor to come to conclusions to. I think, but I don't know. I have to look more into it.
Right, okay, and the worst part, the date stamps on those emails line up with the money that Epstein sent from his JP Morgan account to the same girl. Okay, so that's your paper trail. I'm sick of them.
Sorta, maybe.
The president to say, why are you guys still talking about?
Jeffrey Epstein emails were emailed former JP Morgan executive revealed say Snow White blah blah blah. It's a headline. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see.
Why are you talking about it? You know why? Because the proof is there and there's victims. That's what drives me crazy, Pat. You see the body language. What about all the girls? What about all the young boys? And not just the Virginia Goophreets who, God rest their souls, died. What about the ones, Pat, that we'll never hear from? We have, in 4 years, 350,000 kids missing. I totally believe that the majority of these people that they hook up with, they kill them. What are they going to do? Rape and molest all these kids and just let them walk?
I don't know. If they're smart, obviously they have a lot of money. They probably do some fucking deneuralizing or erase their memory or something. I don't know, man. Who knows what they freaking do? But that's a little aggressive to say they off them all. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. You never know these days what's going on out there in this world. But anyways, let's keep watching.
No, they have to get rid of them. They have to. That proves the Jess Daily thing, that there was a freaking kind list. So don't tell me you can't build a case. Don't lie to us. Alex Acosta said, Pat, the guy worked for intelligence. He worked for intelligence.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Alex Acosta said he worked for intelligence. So there's definitely somebody misspoke or unattended business or something that's not adding up for show.
So CIA and with Mossad, okay?
Oh no, we've been hit with an ad. I need to get YouTube Premium.
Okay, so let's play devil's advocate. If Epstein worked for Mossad and the whole thing was a blackmail from the start, who's holding all the cards? If Mossad set up a ring to record underage kids getting sex trafficked, to have sex with powerful people, who's holding the cards, Tom? Mossad and the CIA. So that means these people were okay with kids getting trafficked and sexed and raped for power moves. I am not comfortable with that. When people go, well,
yeah, it is crazy. There's definitely like evidence of that too. I don't know though. That's the other thing though too, because in some of those other countries, the age of consent is less. I'm not sure how much he worked in between those lines and everything like that, but as far as this let's keep watching, because I don't know, I feel like there's he obviously did whatever he did for a long period of time, and he's had some sort of intelligence to get away with it and money for as long as he did, which is disturbing and fascinating, and I think that's why people are trying to figure out what's going on. Basically, I don't really know too much, but let's keep watching.
The world works, and that's a battle bullshit, because nobody gives a shit about the
One point that concerns me, there's no client list, but we've seen pictures with redaction and fuzziness of flight logs. Lots and lots of flight logs over a span of years. So, okay, there wasn't a client list, but there sure as hell was a guest list, because we know who was coming and going on the flight logs.
Yep.
And so, okay, so he didn't have clients, but he sure had a lot of guests or visitors, pick a word you like, that were there. Why were they there? And then we have J.P. Morgan. And forget about this guy, J.P. Morgan. Not forget about him. You can't forget about him.
Put him to the side.
But let's just set it for a side a second.
Forget about this guy, J.P. Morgan.
Get its name out of the headlines and get away from this.
Settle quick.
Let's settle this. Let's get our bank's name out of this and let's get on with life, which is what I would do if I was head of the bank and saying, what the hell are we doing here? Well, sir, there could have been laundering, there could have been this, could have been that. Okay, guys, we need to get out from under this one, get out under it quick. So even assuming that people at the top of J.P. Morgan, let's assume they were like, oh my gosh, apparently there's some dirtiness here, there's some unseemly things.
I don't know what this guy is saying exactly.
Morgan sure ran fast. So I want to know about flight logs equals guest list equals visitors. Okay, so there's no client list, but there is that. Why were all those people on the island? And there's plenty of other evidence to it.
By the way, here's
What's up, D13 Rap? How you doing? Thanks for tuning into the live.
This is before he
This
got
is
in?
before he got it. And this is him talking about what happens one time when he's in the waiting room at Fox News. Go ahead, Rob. Play this clip. I'll let him tell the story. Go ahead.
A year and a half after that, I'm in a green room at Fox, and I'm not going to say who because they didn't give me permission to share it, but the show is a story, but I know who they are. It says, you know, Epstein's an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, you sure of that? The person, let's say, is like, I'm absolutely sure of that. That he's either a witting or unwitting asset, intelligence asset, meaning his plane and that island, the cameras, there's a big assumption out there that these videotapes were exclusively in the custody of Epstein. That's a huge mistake. The reason they wanted this story to go away is because there's an assumption like, oh yeah, Epstein had him. No, he wasn't the only one who had him, according to this source. These assets, that's why this blackmail story makes so much sense. Which Middle Eastern countries they are, I don't know, but this person who's a very, very good reporter, I mean, aces, right? Swore Epstein was either a witting or unwitting intelligence asset, and they may have had his plane wired up, and they're the ones who have all this stuff. So the point is, to sum it up, how do you know some of these countries aren't going to some of these power players who aren't making decisions? Because, hey, you wouldn't want this video out there, right? How do you know? 100%. I mean,
That's true, honestly, man.
So
I can agree with that. Obviously, if these guys have a lot of money, they're definitely not just hanging out in one country.
Why do you think people are so obsessed with this story? And I'm not underplaying the story at all. I mean, I love what PBD had to say on Jesse the other day about how the Trump administration has sort of fumbled the ball on this one, because we're hearing all different things. Bongino says one thing and he gets into office, he says another thing. Kash Patel shouting at the rooftops, Pam Bondi. But, you know, do I think he was an intelligence asset? Yeah, probably. Do I think he was doing something with the CIA, FBI, Mossad? They're even talking about KGB. This guy was everywhere. So why are people so obsessed with this story? Like, what are you hoping to find exactly?
Okay, what I think, and I'll speak
No,
for
this is a
everyone.
genuine question, because a
We're-
lot of people
Adam,
are
we're
very
upset.
preoccupied with this.
I think people like me, and I think a lot of people, especially the people that have been backing Trump, who we were promised results, we are not comfortable with anybody having a sex trafficking ring that has control over all of these politicians, over all these celebrities, out of all these singers. Adam, it doesn't sit well if decisions are being made from our government or from another government. Okay, if he did work with Mossad, imagine this, Adam. Imagine you're a congressman, you're a president, you're whoever, you're an actor, and you were there. And then this country, let's say Israel, says, hey, listen, we want you to say X, Y, and Z. And you go, I ain't saying shit. I'm not backing this. I'm not doing that. And they go, oh, really? Check your email. And you open the email, and it's an encrypted video of you hooking up with an underage kid. Then guess what happens? They own you. So imagine policies, rules, laws being made by that. That's number one, Adam. Number two, we were promised, if you weren't going to do it, shut the hell up. All of you, from the top to the bottom. Stop bullshitting us, okay? We're not stupid. The average American, you know, they're trying to make MAGA people, we're stupid hicks from down south. We're not stupid. We all know the truth, okay? He fucking worked, sorry for my language. He worked for intelligence. They said he worked for intelligence. We all know who he worked for. Let's stop playing the games. And then they lied. If you weren't gonna do it, don't say it. And Pine Bondi, don't sit in a restaurant and talk that shit and then go on the lawn, White House lawn, and say you have it, and then lie to us as if we're stupid. As if we're stupid, Adam. And the third one is the kids, and which should be number one. These kids are either dead or they're ruined for the rest of their lives, Adam. That's what it comes down to. And I'm not yeah, I am obsessed with it, but I'm not gonna let it go. And I implore everybody, guys, this is gonna be a story just like JFK, just like everything, just like the Russia collusion, just like freaking COVID. We're gonna forget about it. And it's just not right, Adam. We're being leveraged by other countries. Could it be Mossad? Could it be the MI6? Could it be KGB? No, bro. We have to have accountability to know. Because, Adam, if we don't stop it now, it's going to keep happening. Plain and simple. That's it. That's why I'm obsessed with it.
I totally appreciate your perspective and why you get completely emotional, especially on the child sex trafficking thing. I think, you know, as I've said before, there's things that matter and there's things that you can control. And where I tend to focus is where those two things intersect. and I know we have a big platform, so we have the ability to have these types of conversations. In my opinion, there's a lot of people that are obsessed with this.
Yes.
That they have zero control over this, and these are the types of people, in my opinion, that a lot of these people are what I would call losers, or as what Andrew Tate described as brokies. And they're fat, they're broke, they're losers, they can't get this, they can't get that. They're struggling with work, they're struggling in their relationships. They have nothing going on in their life, but this shiny little object they are obsessed with. And I'm not deflecting, I'm not saying it's unimportant. I'm just saying, like, I don't wake up every day and be like, I gotta get them Epstein logs, bro, or I can't live my life the way I wanna live it. It's like, no, I want to get stuff done. I want to look my best. I want to feel my best. I want to make my money. I want to be with my family. I want to be with my friends. I want to hang out with my nephew. I have so many things on my agenda.
Yeah.
That I'm not like, I gotta get the flight logs, bro. I gotta know. And I'm not saying that's how you operate, but I think there's a lot of losers and brokies that are obsessed with stuff like this. These are the same people that instead of going home and working out and building a business and doing things with their life, they're Netflix and chilling.
How dare you say that, sir? We need those guys out there on the front lines keeping things like this and topics like this alive. Otherwise, they'll hide everything from us, bro. We need those soldiers on the front lines.
I know, you want to watch. Don't worry.
Or they're just doom scrolling all day. And there's so many people that I think obsessed with things that they have no control
Adam, I get it, but I get where you're coming from. But Adam, that guy that's drinking Mountain Dew in his trailer and sitting there, who's an American patriot that pays his taxes and has kids and a family, Adam, he wants to know if the government that he's living under is controlled by foreign countries because they have tapes of them raping fucking underage kids. Adam, it's not a shiny little thing. No, Adam,
I don't think
it's not a shiny little thing in the
everything
air.
You were right.
Stupid.
Everything you were right. Everything you
They're
said
not
is accurate,
stupid.
other than the word controlled.
They are controlled.
The intelligence community,
Adam,
I don't know anything
it's
about
controlled,
this.
Adam.
They communicate.
You didn't hear the
they,
CIA guy from yesterday? Adam, think about this, Adam. If you are comfortable
Adam, bro, Adam.
Russia, anybody, their blackmail ring, their operation, think about this, Adam. Would you be comfortable as a country going, you know what? Epstein's our guy. We own him. Lex Wester, all this money, he's a billionaire. Let's wire everything, bring everybody there to have sex with underage kids because it's an island and whatever, and we're going to use that to get what we want. CIA, Mossad, anybody. How disgusting and evil, if you really think about that. Step back from who it is. I don't give a shit who it is, Adam. If that is your operation, holy shit, you are one of the most evil, disgusting unit operation, period. And for those little people, Adam, the ones that you think are stupid that are sitting there, they don't just want the flight logs. They want everybody that's involved to fucking go down, period. Accountability. It's simple. One word, Adam. Just like the Brennan and Comey thing. Nothing's going to happen to them. Nothing. Because Republicans go, we're investigating. Nothing is going to happen. That's the sad thing. Same thing with Fauci.
Vinny, you okay?
No, I am. It's bullshit, Adam. It's bullshit.
I'm with you. And
It's
I want to
bullshit.
understand the frustration and the anger.
It is.
I'm
How many more times do we have to say it, Adam? Is anybody getting in trouble? Do you believe Epstein was running a blackmail ring? Do you think that there's no client list?
Let me ask this question. Between Brennan and Comey, between Fauci, what they did with COVID and, all the ties to Wuhan lab, between Epstein, between Kennedy, John F. Kennedy assassination, MLK assassination, 9/11, what happened on 9/11? Which of those is most important to you?
Wow, great freaking question. I think it's this one.
Okay.
I think it's this, Pat. I think it's Epstein. Yeah. Great question. I think assassinating a president, killing a sitting
What's
shooting,
your number one? Number one is Epstein?
Me personally, it's Epstein, JFK, and COVID's. I mean, that's a fantastic question, Pat, because they're all right there.
Which was most important to you, Tom?
It's COVID and Fauci because it was full population control. Everything else is just lies.
Got it. So that's number one for you. How about yours?
I mean, if you put that list together between 9/11, COVID, Epstein, MLK, JFK, all these things, to me, it's not even close, bro. It's COVID, and it's not even close. How many trillions of dollars were printed? How many lives were lost? How many people had to be locked down?
Yeah.
To me, this is sort of the whole signal versus noise.
Preach it.
I sort of agree with that. COVID was the biggest one, but it's a hard battle, man.
I understand why people are obsessed with Epstein. I get it. But to me, it's just a whole lot of noise, and there's not a lot of signal. It's like, all right, yeah, can we stay focused on the fact that the Wuhan lab that was in Wuhan, where there was a lab leak, and basically took over the world?
Let me tell you
Like,
Alrighty, guys, thanks for watching. And maybe I'll do a part 2 of this, but I'm gonna get off this and take care of the little Skritzy. She wants to watch some Star Wars or some kids shows, I think, or maybe she wants to do some tummy time. What do you want to do? Thank you for watching, guys. Say bye to the people. Say bye. Say bye. Can you say bye?